Let's start with Groovy script introduction. Groovy is a scripting language which internally includes all the Java libraries. So all Java related keywords and functions can be used directly in Groovy script. The Java libraries come with SoapAI and are integrated during the SoapAI installation. So let's see how to create a test step to write a Groovy script. In our earlier sessions, we have seen that how to create a project, under project how to create a test suite, under test suite how to create a test case. We have seen all these steps. Now I will show you how to add a Groovy script test step. After right click on test case, go to add step and click on Groovy script. Once we click on Groovy script, there is a pop-up will display like this, and we can give the name of the test step. I am giving step 1. Click on OK. Now the step 1 is created, and this is the Groovy script. This is the editor where we can write the Groovy script code. This one Groovy script already earlier I have created. If we want to delete this Groovy script, right click and delete. That step will be deleted. In one test case, we can create many test steps. In that we can create, as per our requirement, we can create many Groovy script test steps. Here I have created step 1 for Groovy script. If I want to create one more step for Groovy script, again go to add step, click on Groovy script. I will give step 2 here, step 2. So if I want to run the specific code based on the step, for example, I will write simple statement, compare with Java. In Java, if anything want to display in the console, we will write system.out.println. In whatever we give, it will print on console. So here we have log.info to print it in log. Here if we look into this editor, at bottom we can see log.info, sorry, log output. Log output means whatever code we have written in editor, after running this code, it will display in this log output. This is log, SoapAI Groovy log. Here if you see Groovy log, if you click here it will disappear. If you click here, here we can see. So here I want to write one statement, introduction to Groovy script. If I run this, sorry, I have to close this one. I have to give it double quotes, log.info, in brackets we can give the statement, and we have to give the semicolon. If I click here, it will be display in log output, introduction to Groovy script. Because whatever code we have written in editor, if anything want to see in the display, we have to write it in log.info. This is the predefined syntax, log.info. So here we have only one step, and I have written only one line of code, and I am clicking on simply run button. Here I have two steps. If I want to run two steps at once, we need to come to the test case 1. Here we can see step 1 and step 2. We can run this test case. Then it will be executed by step 1 by step 2. Here we can see in log, this is test case log. Earlier we have seen this is log output. This is for the specific test step log. But when we clicked on test case and clicked on this run button, it runs the entire test case. That means step 1 and step 2. This is test case log. Log will vary based on the step. So this is the test case log, and here you can see test started at this time, and step 1 it's okay, and step 2 is okay. But we do not have any statements in step 2, but still it has executed because we have executed at test case level. Coming to the step 1, here we can see how to write the code. Let's start. If I start with the Groovy script, first we will start with the variables. First here I am mentioning variables. After that, data types. Okay. So as I said one point earlier that all Java related keywords and functions can be used directly in Groovy script. Based on that, we can use the variables, data types, all conditional statements, all loop statements. We can use all the programming same Java concepts we can use here also. So we can discuss one by one. Let's start with variable. What is a variable? A variable is a named memory space allocated at the runtime. If, for example, to declare the variable, we will write int is the data type, x is the variable. So here, what is the x here? X is a variable. It is a named memory space allocated at the runtime. When it comes to the data types, we know that there are different data types: int data type, string data type, and date data type. There will be many data types are available in programming languages. We can discuss all data types, but as introduction we can see fundamentals here. In Groovy script also, if I want to comment, like if that step is not required, in that case we can use these double quotes. And if there is a multiple statements, if don't want to execute, in that case we can write /* and these are as test steps. I can say I can close the end of the test steps. So we can use that when it is required. This one I am removing. So here variables, int is a data type, I have declared int x. This is the declaration. Int x means that is the declaration. If you want to initialize this one, what we have to do? I want to assign some value x equal to. This is initialization. This one we will call it as declaration, and this one we will call it as initialization. That is the variables and data types. Data types means data type specifies the type of the data that can be stored in the memory allocation of a variable. So this is the int, that is the data type. But the important point in Groovy is there is a keyword called def. Def is a Groovy script keyword. This represents defining properties objects. If I say simply, def is a keyword to define the data type. This one we can remember, def is a Groovy script keyword. To define the data types. So for example, if it is integer, we will mention integer. If it is string, we will write string s equal to some Groovy. Sorry, like this we will write. But when it comes to the def keyword, we can write like this: def, I can give string and I can give integer. I can assign any value to the def keyword. So def is very important keyword to define the data types. If I want to print directly, I can write log.info, sorry, a. If I run this, 11, there is error. Okay, I didn't, semicolon is important, log.info. So again error. Sorry, the error is line number 11, that means column 5. So here s is used 2 times, right? So same name we shouldn't use. So variable names should be unique. That is the reason it has failed. So if I run this, you see 10. So I am printing only log.info a, that means 10 is printing in output. If I want to clear this, here see we are able to see all the data. in before also what we have executed. So if I want to clear the log, right click and click on clear. This console we can say log will be clear. If I want to run, again click on run button. Here we can see introduction to Groovy script. This is log.info statement and another one log.info a. So we are able to see 10. So this is the information about variable and data types in Groovy script fundamentals. Yeah, moving to the another one, coming to the operators. There are, I will open one notepad to note down the concepts. In Groovy script, what is variable we know, what is data type we know, and moving to the operators. Coming to the arithmetic operators first. Arithmetic operators means if I want to add two numbers, if I need sum of the two numbers, then we will use plus. Plus is one of the arithmetic operators. Same as is we have to subtract minus, to multiply star, asterisk, and slash for division, slash for division. These are the important concepts because is there any calculations in any portal, if you want to see some data or if you receive any, based on the requirements, I can say based on the requirements, maybe we need to use all these arithmetic operators, plus, minus, asterisk and division. So here I will write one simple one like def a equal to 10 and def b equal to 20. If I need sum of two numbers, I can give log.info a plus b. If I execute this, I can see 30 here. So plus is for the sum of the two numbers. And there is one more use of plus concatenation. Anyway, it comes to the plus there is a concept for concatenation. I have like string s1 equal to Java I have given. In string s2 I have given Groovy. If I want to run both the statements, I can write log.info s1 plus s2. Plus will come under arithmetic operators to sum up two integers, but we can use the sum for concatenation of the strings. So here I have s1 is Java, s2 is Groovy. If I want to run two within the same line, like if want come together, I can write concatenation. We have received this error groovy.lang missing property exception, no such property, s2 for class, script 9 error at line 8. So here we can see I have given capital S2, that is the reason error thrown. So I have changed it to S2, and if I click on run button, here we can see Java Groovy. There is a two use. One is plus, it is an arithmetic operator, we can use it for sum of two numbers. But in another advantage of plus is concatenation of two strings, it will add both the strings. So here one more point I want to say for the variables. Variables in the script are case sensitive. That is the reason earlier I have given capital S2, but it has failed because variables in the script are case sensitive. If I give here small s, here also I should give small s. That is one important point. So same way you can use the remaining arithmetic operators, that is to subtract minus, and to multiply division we can use. So moving to these all are arithmetic operators. Moving to the unary operators. Unary operators. This means if I want to increase these unary operators are the ones that work with only one operand. That means it is called as incremental operator plus plus. If I use plus plus, this one we will call it as increment operator. It will come under unary operators only. This is an increment operator. So for example, here I have given log a equal to 10, b equal to 20, but if I want to, let's see what will display here. A plus plus I have given. Before running this, I am clearing the log and clicking on run button. Here you can see it's printed only 10. So here I am able to see printed only 10, but I want to write like this because by default a is 10. Before increment only it has printed, but there is incremental operator. If I write like this, like a equal 10, b 10, 20, and I am incrementing a plus plus, in next step I am running a. So here you can see plus 11 has printed. That means when we write a plus plus, that means a is incrementing by 1 and it's printing 11 as output. As it is incremental operator, a has increased by 1. The minus minus. This is decrement operator. Increment and decrement operator. So same. After 11 I have written log.info a, that means 11 will print. After a minus minus, again if I want to print a, here before running this I am clearing log again and clicking on run button. Here you can see 11, after that 10. That means this is decrement operator and value is decreasing. Mainly these are the operators we will use. No need to discuss about assignment operator. Assignment operator is nothing but to assign a value. This is equal. Equal is an assignment operator. This is a basic assignment. So no need to discuss about that. As we know, when we can see as string s1 equal to Java. That means we are assigning Java data to s1 variable. So a equal to 10. That means 10 value we are assigning to a variable. So only for assigning the values. That is nothing but assignment operators. So I am repeating what we have discussed till now. So first one is what is variable. After that what is data type. After that operators, arithmetic operators, unary operators and assignment operators. Before that, how to create a test Groovy test step. Right click on test case and click on add step. We have to select Groovy script. When we click on Groovy script, we have to provide the script name, whatever we want, and click on OK. Groovy test script will be created. Like this, we can create as many test steps. I can say based on our requirement. So moving to the next important topic in Groovy script is conditional statements. Conditional statements. If else ladder and switch. This is third one, this is second one. These are the three important conditional statements. So conditional statement means if the condition is true, then if we want to execute set of statements. Otherwise, if the condition is false, then we want to execute set of the statements. To write the program like that, we will use the conditional statements. I will write one example. So for example, I took int a equal to 5. I want to check if this value is even number or odd number. To check that, what we need to do, here we discussed about arithmetic operators, right? So if we want to check the given number is even or odd, we need to check the remainder is 0 or not. Here plus arithmetic operators plus minus multiplication, division, and we have one more, that is remainder. To get the remainder, we need to use percent. So to use here, if small letters we should write a percent 2. If I divide with 2, remainder should be 0. If remainder is 0, then only it should be an even number. So we are comparing the remainder with 0, then we should use the two assignment operators, equal. When a is 5% 2 equal to 0, no. So that means it has to print this is not a even number, it is an odd number. So a is an odd number. Else when we use curly braces, by default and also will come log.info a is an even number. If I run this, we can see a is an even number. Sorry, here equal to 0, it will be even number, else otherwise odd number. We have written the statements opposite, that is the way. So if you see a is a odd number, clear to avoid the confusion. I am running again, a is an odd number. So the conditional statements, important one, the first one is basic if condition, that is if that condition is true, then it will execute the set of statements, and after that it will exit out of the loop. If I write something here to confirm that it is coming out of the loop after the condition met, here I am running program execute if condition is completed. If condition is completed, based on this we can confirm that it is coming out of the loop. So here we can see a is an odd number and if condition is completed. This is the basic if condition. This is the first one is if else. We have if else ladder, that means we can write multiple conditions with else statement. For example, now coming to the real time. In real time, we will run our test cases in different environments like dev, sit, UAT. For example, if environment is sit, we should use different URL. If it is UAT, then it should use different URL. In that case, how to handle when we have multiple conditions? Then we should nested if, otherwise it is if else ladder. To do that, I will create one more test step, that is add step, Groovy script. I am giving here step 3. Okay, so here I will write the program. For example, I am taking one string, that is environment is S8 environment. I'm picking S8. I picked S8 environment. So after that, I will check if environment equal to SIT, then URL is, I can declare here itself string environment and string URL. I'm giving some blank value. So here I'm giving URL. If it is SIT environment, then URL will be, I will write SIT URL. this is one if condition. Sorry, we have not closed here. Here I took string environment is SIT, and here another one string I took URL is blank, and if environment equal to sit, I have written URL equal to SIT URL. Else then here also we can write one more condition, because if it is simple if else statement, then only condition, then set of statements. If that condition not met, then there will be set of statements. But here, if this is the condition, if condition 1, there should be set of statements. If condition 2, then set of the statements. Then another condition, then again set of the statements. When we have multiple conditions, then we can use nested if, that is if else ladder. If I am giving env equal to UAT. If it is UAT, then URL equal to UAT URL. Else I can write one more condition as well. We can write as many we want. If environment equal to pre-prod, you can write URL equal to pre-prod URL. Okay. Now finally, if there is, if it doesn't meet any of these three conditions, by default it can print the any URL. That means URL not available, I have mentioned. So, but I have not mentioned any log.info to see what is the output we are receiving for URL. So to print the value, to know which condition has met and executed, because not available, URL is not available. So if I run this one, we can see SIT URL, because we have given URL is environment is SIT, so environment meets SIT, so SIT URL is print. I will check here, I am not providing any environment, so not available. So all these conditions are not met, so by default end of the statement, end of the condition has, by default end of the condition is executed and it has given the output. In real time, like for example, same code need to be executed on different environments, then no need to write the same code in different steps. Simply we can come here, we can provide the environment, based on the environment it will execute the set of statements. But here we have written only 2 statements. When it comes to the real time, there will be multiple conditions, multiple statements are needed. So no need to create multiple test steps to execute on different environments. Simply come to the particular program and you can change the environment, and based on that environment it will execute the program. That is the biggest advantage of if else ladder. Coming to the another important concept in conditional statements is switch statement. Before that, here I will give the syntax of switch, because why switch is that important is switch statement has better performance when compared to if else ladder. If else we are using multiple conditions, but when it comes to switch also we will check for the multiple conditions. But why switch is important is it has better performance. That is the main reason, because when we have 100 lines of code or 1000 lines of code, the performance is important. So to get the to run our program better with better performance, then we should use the which is faster one. So switch is the faster and better performance. So when there is a condition comes with if else ladder or the type of condition comes, better we can choose switch statement. So here I will give the switch syntax. Switch, here we will give the condition. In switch statement is SWI TCH, and in that we will give the conditional statements. In that we have a keyword called case. Case is a keyword here, and after that we need to provide the variable name, because to meet the conditions we should give the variable name here. Switch case, for example, if I give a, and after that I have to give colon, and after that I have to enter, and I have to give the set of the statements. Case a statements. In if else ladder, if you see here, we are closing the braces, then we are moving to the another condition. But here case, that variable name, after that statements, after that we have to give the break. Break means it will exit from the loop, so it will exit from the switch case. If there is another case, case a, because why we are using the same name, whenever it comes, sorry, here case 1, that is only here case 2. This a2 is, a1 is compared with the condition statement, a2 is compared with the condition statement. If it matches a2 with the condition statement, again it will execute the statements, and then will be break. Like this we can write as many as case statements. If there is no case case is not matching with the condition statement, then there should be keyword called default. There is a keyword called default. If none of the cases are not matching with the condition statement, then by default will be executed, whatever steps we have written under default section. Then there will be close statement. Same as is if ladder and switch are same, because here we are in if else we are using if else if. Again else if, finally if none of the statements are met, then we are using else. Final statements need to be executed. Same here as well. If none of the case statements are meet conditional statements, then by default statements will be executed. So we can write a program here. Coming to the step 3, step 2, step 3, and okay, I am creating one more step, add step, Groovy script, step 4. Okay, here same one I will copy paste, and because we can see the differences how to change it. Here I am giving environment is blank and URL is blank. Here I will write switch, here sorry, as I said, variables are case sensitive, so we should use as is. If it is small, we should use small letter, if it is capital, we should use capital letter. So switch environment, if it is switch environment, then what I have to write in switch, I have to open the braces. In that case is the keyword. Case, if it is, I have given SIT. If it is SIT environment, if whatever condition we have written, here we will write with case. If it is colon, then log.info URL. Here I have to write break statement. Same, I will change here, give me a minute. Here case UAT log.info, but what should be in URL? I should mention, right? So case SIT URL is this, and log.info URL has to print. Same here also, UAT URL. So I am removing all these and deleting this. I said that if none of the conditions met, then we have to use default keyword. It's default, then URL not available log.info. If I run this, here we can see we receive the message not available. That means we have given environment is black, URL is blank. When it comes to the switch environment, that means in environment it has taken blank. Case it checked. Case is SIT, no, it is blank. So these statements are not executed. Then it's coming to the another case. Case it has UAT. That means again it has not matched with the switch condition. Then if none of the statements met, then by default it will come to the default statement. In default we have written URL is not available, log.info is URL. So it has printed not available. If I give environment is SIT, then here we can see SIT URL. And right click and clearing the log. Here like this we can write as many cases we need. See SIT if they want to run, developer want to run on dev environment. So case dev URL, and here I am sending environment as dev. Here we can see dev URL. So that is the main difference between if else ladder and switch. And here main important thing is in switch statement it is preferred to use break for each case, because after this, because for example if it is UAT, okay, if I have given my environment is UAT, so then it comes to the switch condition is environment has taken as UAT value as UAT, it came to here, it's not matches, SIT is not matching with UAT, then it coming to the another case and case matches with UAT, then it has to execute the set of statements. URL value is UAT URL, and after that log.info is printed. After that it should break because next statements should not execute. So to avoid to execute next statements, to come out of this case we should use the statement as break, then it will come from the loop, it will exit, it will come to here, then it will execute whatever steps. If you write any steps after this 24 line number, here all the steps will be executed, it will come out of the loop. And one important thing is in Groovy script, because if you write code in Java we will use Eclipse editor, there if you write, there we can see the, when we compile we will receive the error message. Otherwise something, if I missed break, there is semicolon miss, if semicolon is mandatory, if it miss, or any mismatches, any missing keywords are there, we will come to know in compile time. But here there is no compile, when we click on run button directly display the output in log.output, and at the same time if there is an error by default, for example I have mentioned string UR, but here we have used URL. When I run the script, here we will get the error as error pop-up will be displayed. This is the one we need to concentrate. When we get the error we need to read this one, and this error is also very understandable, because if you see here some groovy control multiple compilation error exception startup file like that. If you see here script 5 groovy line 7, they have mentioned clearly groovy 7, you tried to assign a value to the class. That means we are trying to assign a value to the class. So based on this error we can understand that we are trying to assign a value to the class. That means here URL, this keyword is nowhere else declared, because data type should be mandatory for the variable. So based on that we need to understand where the error is coming. So if I run this, this one is executing. So let's recall what are the topics we discussed today. This is Groovy script, this session is related to the Groovy script introduction, and first how to create a Groovy script test step and look into the Groovy script editor. After that we discussed about what is a variable, what is the data type, what are the operators available, after that conditional statements, if else ladder and switch. These are all the very important basic concepts to write any programming language. So coming to the Groovy script, so for Groovy script, when we moving to the write any conditions or read data from the Excel sheet and to pass data into the request XML, like in earlier session we have seen that SOAP request, in that where it is the question marks, we are giving the data manually. But if I want to give data through programming, we can give the data to the question mark places using Groovy script. We can provide. We can see all these combinations in coming classes. Thank you all. Thank you for your time.